Hello, friends. I'm Michele Fasnacht, and welcome to Plant the Change Straight Talk, empowering the next generation to grow into compassionate, conscious citizens of the world. Today's episode is all about games. That is right, games. Not fluff, not filler, not wasted time, but real, purposeful, incredibly powerful learning tools. And whether you're a parent or a teacher, this one's for you. So let's start with this. Have you ever played a game with a poor sport? What about a sore winner? We all know how uncomfortable that is, but here's the thing. Those moments are full of potential because people don't just magically learn skills like patience, perseverance, sportsmanship, or emotional regulation. They learn by doing, by failing, by trying again, and then failing again, and then trying some more. And that's the game, and that's the lesson. So let's talk learning. When students are engaged in games, especially well-chosen classroom games, they're not just having fun. They're building critical thinking, learning rules, analyzing outcomes. They're practicing collaboration and self-control. They're developing resilience, patience, creativity, and communication skills, and most of the time, they're doing it without even realizing it. Most students see games as fun and not work, which is exactly why they learn so deeply from them. But ironically, the students who need the games the most are often the ones who say, games are a waste of time. And too often, parents and even some teachers think they're non-academic. But you couldn't be more incorrect. Let's give you some examples. Let's just break it down a little bit about how games can apply across subjects. So math. We use games with dice, rulers, spinners, and cards. These reinforce math skills, but they also teach concepts like order of operations, logical sequencing, probability, and even real-world finance. Games like Monopoly, Yahtzee, or even simple card challenges with operations build both number sense and strategy. In language arts, we can use storytelling cubes, writing relays, word-building challenges, and reading comprehension games. These build fluency, grammar, vocabulary, and confidence in speaking and writing. In social studies, we can use role-playing and debate-style games that encourage leadership, critical thinking, historical context, and teamwork. Students take on perspectives. They form policies or negotiate peace treaties. In science, we can use puzzles, scavenger hunts, experiment-based clue games, and STEM challenges. Students learn the scientific method, problem solving, trial and error thinking, and how to apply knowledge creatively. Beyond subjects, the soft skills, games promote emotional intelligence, peer awareness, flexible thinking, tenacity, conflict resolution, and leadership. Did you ever play a game that you were terrible at? Did it make you work harder just to do it better? That's growth. That's resilience. That's accomplishment. So let's talk about outcomes we've seen. So one middle schooler who struggled with focus and self-regulation, they suddenly began demonstrating leadership and calm during cooperative puzzle games. He said for the first time he actually felt good at something. A second grader with dyslexia who dreaded reading started participating enthusiastically in word dice games, reading aloud without fear because it wasn't real schoolwork. It was just a game. A group of 10th graders took over a board game project in economics class, and they ended up inventing their own version, complete with rules, marketing, and financial models. That project became a case study. One student who rarely spoke in class became the facilitator during a team trivia competition. It uncovered hidden strengths that we could never have seen in a traditional assignment. And maybe my favorite one was when a high schooler who had failed nearly every test that school year came alive during a problem-solving game.
Hi, friends. Your support can help make the difference by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the Plant the Change podcast. You can also visit us at solidrockflorida.org to learn more about Solid Rock Community School and the Sanctuary at Solid Rock. Your support makes a real impact, and it helps plant the change.
Games aren't fluff. Here's what the data says. Students retain 90% of what they learn through active engagement compared to just 10% from passive listening. Play-based learning improves student achievement, especially in struggling learners. Brain scans show that problem-solving in game-based environments activate areas of the brain associated with attention, memory, and decision-making. According to a study in the Journal of Educational Psychology, cooperative learning games led to a 41% increase in problem-solving performance over lecture-based methods. So for teachers, here's a challenge. Pick a game, any game. Use it with intentional purposes, not just for fun, but with a learning target in mind. And then step back and observe. Who leads? Who needs scaffolding? Who grows? Games are not a break from the lesson. They are the lesson. Don't have enough time? That's okay. Use just 15 minutes. Or take a picture of the board and pick up where you left off tomorrow. For parents, when your child comes home and says, "We played a game in class today," don't dismiss it. Ask questions like, what did you learn from it? What was challenging about it? What made it fun? What role did you play? Games are windows into our kids' minds and hearts. And what if your school won't use games? Well, let's be honest. If your teacher or school isn't using games in the classroom, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of ongoing struggles with peer communication, teamwork, and self-confidence. While some educators resist because they're clinging on to outdated, rigid models of education, the world has changed, and so must the classroom. We are raising children in a world filled with global conflict, community division, social isolation, and emotional disconnection. There are escalating mental health challenges in kids, technology that often replaces, not enhances, human connection. So if we want students to grow into compassionate collaborators, strong problem solvers, and emotionally intelligent leaders, we can't leave emotional social learning and peer skill building to chance. Games aren't fluff. They're essential tools for practicing empathy and cooperation, navigating rules, fairness, and frustration, building resilience after losing and grace after winning, finding their voice within a team, and learning how to struggle productively. What you can do at home if your teacher or school won't embrace games, you don't have to wait. Create your own community-based game space at home. And here's how. Gather a group of peers, not just close friends. In fact, the biggest growth often comes from playing with peers of different ages, different skill levels, and different personalities. Set some light rules. Maybe each player takes turns leading, or everyone tries a new game before repeating an old favorite. Then back off. Let the kids negotiate, adapt, and troubleshoot, and learn to work through differences without adult interference. What you're creating isn't just a fun weekend activity. You're creating a mini laboratory for emotional growth, leadership, and real-world readiness. And if your child struggles with that at first, it's okay. That's what growth looks like. Just sit back and let the magic happen. Observe, but don't butt in. Let the learning breathe. And remember, these aren't just games, they're life labs. Teachers, listen, I know your job is hard, and it's easy to feel like games are extra, but they aren't. Use them to teach, assess, and grow your classroom culture. And parents, if your school isn't there yet, just be the bridge. Model it at home and celebrate it when you see it. Because kids don't just need curriculum. They need experiences. They need chances to practice humanity in real time, and nothing does that better than play. Thanks for tuning in to Plant the Change. Be bold, be kind, and remember, the best lessons don't always come with a worksheet.
Plant the Change podcast explores how education drives societal transformation, nurtures compassionate and responsible citizens, and plants the seeds of change for a better tomorrow. At Solid Rock, Florida, we're a nonprofit committed to compassionate, humane education, an approach that blends academic excellence, ethical responsibility, and emotional growth. You can help make a difference by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the Plant the Change podcast. You can also visit us at solidrockflorida.org to learn more about Solid Rock Community School and Sanctuary at Solid Rock. Your support makes a real impact and helps plant the change. Together, we can redefine the future of education and create a world guided by compassion and ethical responsibility. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep making a difference.